My Sportster Iron 1200 is dumb and fun to ride, just like your mom. And now that I've finally had the chance to kind of get to know her a little bit, I realize she's a very peculiar woman that is both absolutely wonderful and at the same time kind of a hot bag of garbage. I'm Adrian from eMotorcycle. I've been riding for almost 20 years. I've been working in the motorcycle industry for almost 15 years. And these are my brutally honest first impressions of the 2019 Harley-Davidson Iron. Sportster Iron 1200, that bike. First, let me set the stage for you. I do a lot of two-up riding with the missus. I've taken her to Montreal, Quebec City and back, and Rome, all over Italy, you name it. We do big two-up trips together. But I had to buy the Badlander gel seat for this Sportster Iron 1200 because Harley sells this bike with no passenger seat so that Harley can make more money selling you a passenger seat should you decide that you want one later. So the rear seat is sold separately, and this started a domino effect of mods as a result. So if you buy a two-up seat, you'll also need to buy passenger pegs because passenger pegs are sold separately because that's how Harley does things. If you buy passenger pegs, you'll have to take off your exhaust pipes because the exhaust has to come off to install them because that's how Harley-Davidson likes to do things. If you remove the exhaust, you may as well also upgrade the exhaust at the same time because that one's on me, that's how I like to do things. And if the exhausts are off, honestly, now is a good time to install forward controls because comfort and because if you want to install forward controls, the exhausts have to come off anyway because Harley. So I'm driving all over the city, I'm getting a deal on used part here, getting a deal on a used part there, internet for some other stuff, right? I finally got all the parts in. I do all the work myself. I install everything, and it makes me genuinely remember how much I enjoy working on Harley-Davidson Sportsters. And that's no sarcasm, no joke. My first motorcycle that I really started working on was a Sportster in my first garage with my first tool set. My dog would stay next to me for hours while I figured out how this thing worked, and I would take stuff apart and try and quickly put it back together so I could ride it to work in the morning. I taught myself how to wrench on that thing. So all of this work that I was doing, it brought me back to that time and that place in my life. And that honestly, it brought some happiness in my heart and in my mind. And that was nice. When the work was finally done and I got to take this thing out for a ride when everything was complete, my first impressions were, wow. I forgot just how awful Sportsters are, but I also kind of forgot how much fun they are too, right? So this motorcycle, it's so subpar in so many areas, but also so rich. It's so stupid, but also so wonderful. On your first ride on a Sportster, you're gonna be puzzled with like trying to process that this thing is both like really nimble, but also completely lacking in like actual handling precision. The finish of the whole bike is done to champagne taste, but the rear suspension is done to a Mr. Noodles budget. It's got torque that wants to just get up and go, but it's got brakes that don't want to make it stop. It's both like visually kind of frail and small looking, but it's got this big 1200cc motor that doesn't just shake inside of the frame because it's rubber mounted, it shakes everything around it. People tell you, don't get the 883, get the 1200 if you want to go on the highway, brother. But the minute you take this motorcycle on the highway, do you know what you want to do? You want to take the first exit off the highway. Don't get me wrong, I love this bike. I have a lot of fun on this bike, but this bike is a rolling contradiction. For my South Park fans, it's what we call a Chewbacca defense because that does not make sense. When I came home, first ride, did all this work, took it out, come home, Mrs. comes to the door. How was it? I said, the bike is awful. And she's like, oh no, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, no, like it was awful, but like I love it. Everything about it is dumb and fun to ride. This girl looks me dead in the eye and she says, just like your mom. That's my girl, and those are my thoughts on my 2019 Harley-Davidson Sportster Iron 1200, but there's more. Let me know if there was something you agree with or whatever or disagree with. Obviously, I will be doing a full review of the Sportster Iron 1200, but a lot of YouTubers do stuff really willy-nilly. I want to put more miles on it, get a lot of experience, and then after that, I will do my review. Today, I just wanted to share with this initial thoughts with you guys because I was like, I'm going to sell the Moto Guzzi after all that, and I'm going to buy a Sportster of all bikes. What's wrong with me, right? So I thought that after that whole adventure that we went through together, I owe it to you guys to let you know how that's working out for me. I'm not quite ready to give any kind of final thoughts on whether it was a good deal or not for me, but I'm enjoying it. It's a stupid bike, but it's a fun bike, so I'm cool with that. I have other bikes for doing serious jobs. If you're still here, I just want to throw one clip in, okay? You guys want to know another example of why this is stupid? Because I'm sure there's going to be like some Harley fanboy who's like, it's not stupid, you're stupid, right? Okay, you want to know how this is a stupid bike? That should be an easy motorcycle to work on, right? Look, everything is right there. Easy. There's my spark plug. There's my other spark plug. Easy, right? You'd think it was easy to work on. This bike gets stuck. I can't even bring this bike onto my table lift without having to get a 2x6 by like fucking 8. Okay, that I have to put down every time I want to get this bike on the lift because there is so little ground clearance, the bike gets stuck. It's like a beached boat and it's just stuck in the sand and it'll just sit there. It's not going to fall over. There's nothing holding it up. It is literally stuck in place. So what should be an easy motorcycle to work on ends up becoming a difficult motorcycle to work on because it's stupid and it is fun to ride. And if you think I'm talking about your mom when I say that, well, why don't you send me her phone number so I can apologize to her. Cheers, guys. Have a good night. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Adrian from eMotorcycle. If you want to help me hitting that like button, you don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. That's fine. That's cool. I get it. If you hit that like button, though, that would really help me a lot. So yeah, ride safe, but have fun. Peace.